Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Podcast, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some stocks on the move today. I'm Nathan Hager, joined by Bloomberg's Kriti Gupta on a morning where the market has erased its losses on the year. And look at what's up top in the most actively traded stocks this morning. Kriti, Nvidia on top once again. Good morning.
Good morning, Nathan. Yeah, it's hard to be anywhere but the top when you're one of the world's largest companies globally. But you are right. It is up there alongside some of the tech names and chip names as well. And a lot of this is coming from the massive investments that are being announced when it comes to the Trump's meeting in Saudi Arabia. So you are seeing a very direct market impact there. But I should mention it's coming up amid a backdrop of some pretty decent and broad gains. So I'll start off with the chip sector, as you mentioned. Nvidia and AMD both touted as potential players to sell chips to Saudi Arabia for those AI data centers. So that is going to be one of them. NVDA higher by about 2%, we'll call it. AMD, Advanced Micro Devices, up by about the same amount. AMD trading at $114 a share and Nvidia at $132. And to your point, Nathan, those are two of the highest volume movers that you are seeing this morning. Alongside it, though, is UnitedHealth. UNH is your ticker there. Now, we know this had a pretty decent sell-off yesterday in terms of stock. The company had suspended its guidance and some of their buybacks as well as announcing a new organizational structure and new leadership as well. This morning, it looks like a little bit of buying the dip there. UNH trading at $319 a share and change, higher by about 2.6% this morning. So that's going to be some of the key movers. But I think it's representative of a theme that you're seeing as everyone's kind of understanding what's the next kind of tit for tat tariff story. Try saying that 5 times fast.
Okay.
and it's really just a reversal of yesterday's move. So I'll give you an example. When you look at the downside movers this morning, you are seeing a lot of the stocks that actually outperformed yesterday. So I'm seeing a lot of the commodities names that were higher yesterday now in the red this morning. Freeport-McMoRan, for example, was higher yesterday off of the China news. FCX this morning is down by about 1%, trading at about $39 a share. So really just a reversal of yesterday's moves, which I think when you see something like that, it really tells you that people are in a wait and see kind of mode. They're just trading this market tick by tick instead of really having the fundamentals kind of drive it. And I think that's going to be very, very crucial. Now, outside of the S&P 500, Supermicro is getting a lot of attention this morning, Nathan. So let's talk about that stock. SMCI is your ticker. The shares rose by as much as 9% in the pre-market. It rose 16% in yesterday's rally as well. So people are hungry for some shares of Supermicro this morning. This actually does come from a Saudi Arabia story as well, where a Saudi Arabia-based data center company called DataVolt is signing a multi-year partnership agreement with Supermicro. So giving that company a little bit of a boost, a new clientele. But you can very much see that those trade deals and the investment story coming out of the Middle East is moving the market this morning, whether it's your AMD, whether it's your Nvidia, or whether it comes down to a company like Supermicro, which of course moves quite a bit with the volatility. I'll give you one last one here, and that is Cboe Global. This is, of course, the company that owns the exchanges, down about 1.6% this morning. CBOE is your ticker. Morgan Stanley cutting it to an underweight from an overweight, saying that better than expected tariff de-escalation with China reduces risk and volatility. That's a lot of fancy talk for saying it used to be a defensive stock, and now it's not.
The Stock Movers Podcast from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.